I'm not staying in Toronto for a long time. Now we are heading to Stanley Park and we have about half a day to kill there, so I'm hoping to see a lot of places over there and I want to move here. Yes, you heard me right. I am moving to Vancouver. But wait, not like now. But sometime in the future, I want to call this city my home. And if you're thinking why, because this is a very expensive city to live in, and why would someone with a sane mind move from some place cheaper to some place more expensive? Well then, here's the whole story behind it. Here we are, almost 4 in the morning, finishing up my cup of coffee, and then we are gonna head out and get our flight to Vancouver. I'm super excited for this trip because this is like the longest trip of the year I'm taking. So yeah, let's go. It's 4:45. Zen and I are here to check in our one little bag and then we'll head over. We are flying Flair for the first time, so let's see how this turns out. I was so looking forward to visiting this city because when I was moving to Canada, I really wanted to live in Vancouver, not in Toronto. So I really want to go and see how the city actually is like and if it will be like a potential permanent place for me to stay. I'm not staying in Toronto for a long time. Not my city. But yeah, we are flying Flair today, which is Canada's low-cost airline. And why I'm flying Flair? Because it was the cheapest ticket available online. We got, I think, 2 return tickets with 1 checked bag for $500 something. My journey started from Toronto with a delayed takeoff, and while we left behind the mist and rain in Ontario, we saw Saskatchewan and thought, why is it so flat? Then we got awed by the first look of Canadian Rockies in Alberta and finally landed in Vancouver after a 4.5 hours flight. That is Vancouver airport for you guys. See? Pretty cool. Nice setup. What do you think, Zen? Do you like it? पुराना है?
मुझे वो नहीं.
क्या?
Don't ask me questions.
Okay, we will not ask questions to Zen because he is a shy little boy. Doesn't like to come on camera. So we are taking the train to city to get our rental car, and the reason why we got a rental car pickup from the city because it was $200 cheaper than picking up from the airport. So consider that as well because there's a train going straight to the city. We could use our cards like Apple Pay. You have to tap off if you're getting off, okay? In Toronto you don't, but here you have to. So remember doing that. Oh my god, this is a nice station. Okay, so we did not pick up the car actually. We did all the formalities and left our bag there. And now we are just walking around in this area because this is the touristy location, and if I get the car then parking would be paid and you can only park I think 30 minutes at a stretch over here, which is again another issue. So rather leave the car, or if you're coming just to downtown Vancouver, don't take a car, you can just walk around here or take an Uber. So beautiful. I mean, waking up to this view, walking around and running around this area, it's just something I imagine myself to do. So I am really loving the views over here. We are walking around in the Canada Place right now, and if you're here for the first time, make sure the first place you see is Canada Place because this is like true Vancouver. The mountains behind, the ocean, the seaplanes, it's just beautiful and you will love your time. And I'm not really doing much in the city, but I'll keep showing you whatever I do and giving you recommendations as I go by. But wow, I'm impressed by Vancouver. We walked quite a bit around all the way until Cole Harbour, and then I just sat down and looked at the views, and I was like, this is the kind of city that I want to live in. And this is when I started thinking that maybe this could be a potential place I would want to move to if I'm staying in Canada permanently. Just sitting there, taking a step back and looking at the views made me feel so much better and so much in sync with the nature and with my thoughts that I would have spent maybe the whole afternoon just staying there and sitting there looking at the water. But we only had one day and lots to do, so we headed out. And guess what? We picked up our car. And now we are heading to Stanley Park because I really wanted to see that place. I want to see what the hype is all about. It's a massive park and we have about half a day to kill there. So I'm hoping to see a lot of places over there. Because we're not walking, we are going to drive to different points and just see how it is. And maybe take some drone shots if possible. But yeah, I'm super excited to go to that area because I am seeing it from this side of the coast, like the opposite side, and it looks stunning. And I'm impressed by the Canada Place view already, so let's see how Stanley Park looks. And our first stop is Prospect Point, which is I think the furthest point in Stanley Park. So I thought let's start from the last and then we'll make our way back towards Vancouver. At Prospect Point, there's a really nice viewing area from where you can see all of West Vancouver, Burrard Inlet, Vancouver Mountains, as well as Lionsgate Bridge, and these views were insane. So we found a way to walk on Lionsgate Bridge and we thought let's check it out because not many people are going here. It's incredible. This is so beautiful. I don't know how long we'll go, but this is one place you can check out. You just like park at this point. I forgot the name. That's the entrance. Yeah, you could definitely check out this lookout point. Like amazing views, amazing. This is paradise for me. I love the city. I'm loving it. Got to know something very useful. If you pay for parking in Stanley Park at one spot, you can use the other parkings as well. So one day pass is $8 something. Rather get a day pass and see the whole park while driving. You don't need to walk everywhere. There's a parking near the major spots, so you can go there, park your car, see the spot, come back and drive to the next spot if you are short on time and if you don't want to walk. This is a great way to see this spot. And let me show you where I am right now. This is Hollow Tree. It's hollow. Well, that's not just the only special thing about this tree. This tree exists because it is one of the oldest trees in Stanley Park. It's about 800 years old and it is one of the giant trees that exist in British Columbia. The internal diameter is about 60 feet and it is a landmark for the locals who have lived there and want to protect this. So after a lot of local support, this tree has been erected with a metal frame to support it and now exists as an iconic landmark in Stanley Park. This place is a walkers and cyclists paradise. I mean, there is so much to see here and you would be short of time if you try to see the whole place in one day. Next we headed towards Siwash Rock. It's right there. But remember, if you're going down this way, you have to go back up this way. So if you are not used to heights or like steep sections, remember that. One more thing I need to tell you, that all around Stanley Park is one way, so you're basically driving in one direction. So plan your spots and stops accordingly because you can't turn back. If you want to go to a spot that you left, you have to go all the way around the park and come back again. And last stop at Stanley Park for today is Seawall. So we found a way to get on the Seawall which does not require us coming downhill. Your evening, afternoon, any time. This is so nice. I think it's so hard to get over this view. I mean, so pretty, right? I really had a good first day in Vancouver, and I'm looking forward to the other ones because I have so much planned, and you will be amazed at how beautiful this province is. Even though I'm just visiting like 10% of it. I don't think I need to say, but I was pretty impressed with Vancouver already, and I had just spent about 12 hours in the city, maybe less than 12 hours. And now it was time to head out of Stanley Park and head to a grocery store because we had planned to eat in a few meals throughout the trip, and we were planning to get some stuff for our trip to Vancouver Island, which was happening that night. We are getting ready for all the snacking because obviously we'll go on hikes, so we might need food to get the energy levels high. And that's what we are getting now. Oh yeah, I think I got a lot of cup noodles. So now we have stopped at a cafe and waiting for our friend who has landed, and he is going to join us on this trip for a week. And we are waiting for him until he gets out. Our friend has arrived, so we have to rush back. But we desperately needed a coffee. How's the coffee, Zen?
It's okay.
Desperately needed a coffee because haven't slept and we were out all day. Like now the energy is going down, so need a little bit of caffeine to get back on. And yeah, there you go. It was $8 something for this large cup. And we have a long way to go. Can't crash after this. We are heading over to Vancouver Island. Yeah, we are going today, so I'll keep you updated on how things go. Our friend has arrived, so we have to rush back. But we desperately needed a coffee. How's the coffee, Zen?
It's okay.
Desperately needed a coffee because haven't slept and we were out all day. Like now the energy is going down, so need a little bit of caffeine to get back on. And yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Hi Anas, how was your flight?
Long, लंबी बहुत ज़्यादा.
और कहाँ से आ रहे हैं आप?
मैं न्यूयॉर्क से आ रहा हूँ अपने दोस्तों से मिलने.
किसी के पास कोई काम नहीं है, घूमने निकल जाते हैं.
Yes.
यार अनस इस साइड देखो.
Oh wow.
ये बिल्डिंग कितनी अच्छी है.
So today we have Zen, Anas, and we are going to road trip across British Columbia for 7 days. है ना? 7 days, yes.
Yes.
Found this shawarma place in Richmond and their reviews were amazing and the food looks really good. Late lunch, early dinner. That's what we are doing today. As we finished our first day in Vancouver, I got into thinking, should I keep living in Toronto and make money or move to Vancouver and make memories? Toronto is a place where life doesn't stop. It's fast-paced, full of life, energy and whatnot. If you want to earn money and make it big, Toronto is the city for you. But I think that's not my thing personally. The hustle culture, the unending need to be the best, the fast-paced life, and the lust to be perfect, all at the cost of what? When I imagine myself doing all this, I want to stop, take a breath, and tell myself that I don't need to be the best. Actually, I don't even see myself running in this race to live a life driven by money. Rather, I want to live a life where I'm driven by happiness. And when I stayed in Vancouver this last week, I realized that life here is slower, more relaxed, and I was happy finally living in Canada after a long time. This city where people spend their free time to take a walk, sit by the ocean, relax, or just watch planes fly by, this is what I see myself doing. So I think I am ready to pack my bags and move to Vancouver. Maybe not so soon, but in the foreseeable future for sure. And next week, I will tell you how my careless planning made us stay awake for 24 hours, drive 150 kilometers, and all about the adventures we had at Vancouver Island, because we are staying there for the next 3 days, and it was an amazing 3 days of adventures. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and follow me on my Instagram, Globetrotting Hills, and hit the like button if you found this video useful.